Show me the money.
Jerry, does that make you feel good just to say that? Say it with me one time, Jerry.
Show you the money.
Oh, no, you can do better than that, Jerry. I want you to say it with meaning, brother. Hey, I got Bob Sugar on the other line. I better hear you say it.
No. Show you the money.
Not show you. Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Yeah. Louder.
Show me the money.
That's it, brother, but you got to yell that shit.
Show me the money.
I need to feel you, Jerry.
Show me the money.
Jerry, you better yell. Show me the money.
So inflation and supply chain issues have pretty much driven up the cost of just about everything lately, from car payments to groceries, and especially the cost of energy, right? So the average homeowner is now spending more than ever on just basic necessities. With homeowner pinching the pennies just to make ends meet, selling solar right now can be pretty tricky. Along with inflation, the interest rates have gone sky high. Like, gone are the days of the 0%, 1% interest rates that people typically use to finance our solar systems. So how do we continue to sell at a high level in times of high interest? Well, in this video, I'm gonna cover three proven strategies to help you sell solar even in times of high interest. And if you're new here or don't know who I am, my name is Richard McCoy. I am the CEO and founder of Revis Energy and Revis Marketing. I help salespeople achieve their income goals through sales. I help people close more deals faster and easier without being pushy, without using outdated, sleazy sales tactics, okay? I give a ton of free stuff here. I give even more free stuff in my free training center, right? And even more than that, everything from how to get started in our industry if you're brand new, or if you're a seasoned rep looking to elevate your game with expert strategies, if you're looking to recruit and onboard more reps, if you're looking to build a call center, if you're looking to start and grow your own dealership, check out the free resources below. It's gonna be a ton of value for no matter where you are in this field. Before we dive into the strategies today, it's kind of important to understand, why are the interest rates even rising? We hear a lot about the interest rates going up, but what does that actually really mean? So essentially, the Fed funds the rate, right? Think of it as the cost of borrowing money. Our lenders overnight are borrowing money at a particular rate. Think about it as their red line, right? Which is a very easy metaphor for a lot of you guys to understand. Our lenders borrow that money overnight, then they have to think to themselves, what do I need to make on top of this to run a viable business? So when our lenders are able to borrow that money at a low rate, that's when we see periods of low interest, right? Like we saw in 2020 and 2021, when the 0% and 1% APRs were so popular. It's because a lot of the banks, a lot of our lenders were able to borrow money at a much lower rate. Well, what we're seeing now is when the cost to borrow money goes up, so do our interest rates, which is why we're seeing the 5%, the 6%, the 9% APRs becoming more common. Price increases aside, even with the high interest rates, guys, that does not mean that going solar is a raw deal for that homeowner, right? Some would argue that it's even a better time for them, and it might be even the best possible time for you guys. So let's dive into the strategies. Number one, continue to highlight the rising rates. So nationally, across the board, we're about a 12% rate increase across the entire country. So according to the Energy Information Administration's 2023 Outlook report, if their forecast is accurate, that would mean over the last 4 years, we've seen a 16% increase across the board for the cost of power. Guys, this is data. Whether a homeowner says, yeah, my bill hasn't changed that much or not, you can't get around the data. The facts are the facts. The price of power has gone up 16% over the last 4 years. And over the last 12 months, we've seen a 12% increase across the entire board nationally. So if you think about what we're doing for homeowners, and most of you guys know this, but we're obviously taking a mandatory variable expense that they were gonna pay anyway, and then you're putting it next to the data that shows that this is increasing and will increase and is not doing anything to improve your financial situation or the investment of your home. So we're taking that mandatory variable expense and we're transitioning it into a fixed cost, sometimes at a lower rate, sometimes at a little bit higher rate, and then sometimes right at even. But nonetheless, we're going to start to show people how there's still tremendous value and tremendous savings on all three of those options that they might be faced with. So what we can do to best position our homeowners to highlight that is go, hey man, despite the rising rates and the supply chain issues, every industry is going to have problems, right? And just like ours, which is why we exist. So those issues aside, the rates are continuing to go up, right? What you're seeing in the grocery stores, what you're seeing in the doctor's office, and what you're seeing online for the price of everything is going to continue to happen. This is just one aspect of your life that you can take from going up and up and up to controlling it at a fixed cost. All right, so at number 2, focus on the lifetime value, okay? So all in all with solar, man, from everything from increasing the home value to the utility bill savings to the tax benefits, it's really hard to argue that solar isn't a solid investment, right? Even with the high interest rates. Now, because of the escalating rates, you always want to weigh solar and judge it next to the decades of monthly payments that a homeowner is gonna face if they stay with the utility company. Even with high interest rates, you have to be able to do this. You have to be able to show a homeowner that even with the high interest rates on a year by year, you have to be able to show them how that break-even point can still come and can still come a lot quicker if they have the right package. So you guys can drive this point home to the customer, again, by showing them that year by year contrasting payments with solar and without solar. Even with that high interest rates, you got to be able to show that customer when that return comes, when that break even comes with the interest included. That's how you guys will be able to get the job done. And number 3, focusing on finance options that actually make sense for the customer. All right, while the day one payments might not be as compelling as they once was without those super low APRs, you guys can still show substantial return on investment by switching the focus to lifetime value with short-term paybacks, okay? This is how we can show them that we can still get that return on investment versus leading with the APR. Let's take this 8.4 kilowatt solar system for example. Financed at 5.99% for 15 years with no money down, the cost is $28,750, right? So for this example, there's a state tax credit of $1,000 and a federal tax credit of $8,625. So for the first 10 years, the homeowner also gets smart program payments based on how much energy they generate. So the $85 upfront payment is payable over 12 months and is covered by the rebates all in 1 year. What this does is it delivers a positive cash flow in just a year. Yearly cash flow increases as utility rates rise, then jumps when the loan is paid off in 15 years. Guys, getting creative like this really highlights the value to the customer and helps them build trust in you that you know what you're talking about, not only on solar, but also on the financial part of going solar, which is honestly the biggest reason that people are sitting down with you or taking that call with you in the first place. So you have to really know how to get creative with these options on the lending side, and then how to be able to explain to the customer and break down with them the contrast side by side so you can show them when that break-even point is, when they're in the green, when they're in the black, so that you can be that trusted advisor. And while it's good to emphasize the lifetime value, especially in times of high interest rates, some customers, honestly, they're still gonna be uncomfortable, right? Like they're just not used to seeing those high numbers. Referring to the same example as before with the 8.4 kilowatt system, if the homeowner is financing $15,000 for a solar system for 15 years, the difference in payments isn't as big as you think. At 6%, that payment, using the same example before, is only $127 per month. At 4% interest, that same payment is only $111 per month. And at 2% interest, that payment is $97 per month. Of course, every dollar counts, right? But to a homeowner, the difference between 2% interest and 6% interest in their mind is a lot. Well, when we show them that the difference between 2 and 6% is actually only $30 per month, you as a consultant, you as an expert can get them to easily fathom $30 per month. It's a much more easily digestible to them and they can process that than feeling like, wow, I'm going for a 6% loan, like this is insane, we have great credit, whatever the case may be. Being able to really educate the homeowner on the interest rates, on the lending options and how it's still in their best interest, and being able to show them just where that break-even point is, that's how you become elite at this game. And then lastly, guys, I'll leave you guys with this. If you don't like change, man, you'll like being irrelevant a lot less. The biggest risk is that you continue to do the things the same way as you've done in the past. If you don't adapt to the way things are in our current environment, not adapting can be your biggest downfall. Train the same if you want to remain the same, and if you remain the same, you're going to earn the same, okay? So if you want to elevate your game, click the link below. I give out a ton of free resources in the free training center. And if you guys found value in this video, let me know in the comments what was most helpful or what you guys are facing in the field that I could drop more content and kind of answer and help you guys out. And as always, you guys are getting better, but please subscribe. A large number of my views still come from non-subscribers. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next drop. I will see you guys next time.